this useless achievement that you call achievement of Tifnumbu a complete aberration. He removed subsidy. Nigeria would have collapsed. Nigeria is done for. Your debt has jumped from what they called official, 120 trillion naira official, when Tifnumbu took over 2 years ago. Today, your debt is over 240 trillion naira. But he took a decision. You are paying for that. They are executing World Bank, IMF policies, economic policies that continue to improve very issue. Always, he took a decision. And you see educated people kind of continue to, to spew this on in defense of Kolu. He took a decision that you can't even account for and say, okay, you know what? In the last 2 years, they have been able to actually save $3 billion. And that $3 billion is now being invested here. Nothing. They're cooking figures. They are printing money. They are even hiding that from you. The same way Bokohari collapsed Nigeria economy by printing so much money with no production, no nothing to back it. You all saw it too. Most of the weirdos that saw it, some of them are in the coalition now. Some of them are still with Tifnumbu. Sunday, Dare, Okponu, not just Sunday. They want you to feel like they're doing something for you. Like, yeah, the criminals in their coalition who are supposed to be in jail, so many of them are regrouping to come and re-enter power. But you see these ones who are there, I tell you that these ones are coming to come and take power. But you have the power right now. Fulani terrorist killings continues. Nigerians are still being killed, kidnapped. But what you are hearing from them is that he didn't start on that Tifnumbu, but he is alive. He brought Bokohari. He's been alive. He's been reading the news. He said he wants to be your president. He's your president today. But his appointees are telling you that he didn't start under him. Some people are coming to come and take power for themselves. But you get the power right now. Is the power favoring Nigerians? That's a question though, right? Is the power that you have right now, is it favoring Nigerians? Is it changing their lives? The answer is no. But you are warning others that other people are coming to come and take it from you. So they should defend you in that contraption. Well, here is the first response, which is from the Ubima Judas Iscariots. Rotifni, Amaechi, defending Bokohari. Somebody was supposed to jail, but they're saying they hospital for London now.
So who bears the cost? Not him, the children that have been trained. If you don't pay the school fees, those children won't be trained. Now let me tell you what's that we're doing now. What we're doing in this government is that at the end of the day, we may eclipse the poor. There is no middle class. So in Nigeria, there are just two classes. There's nothing like middle class, the rich, and the poor. Now, it's either you're the rich class, and the rich class is tumbling straight away to the poor class. They are disappearing too. So you have a society in this current government where only those who are members of this government are the rich class, while the poor is increasing. But as we are going, it will get to a day that you may not likely see the poor. It will only be the rich class, when they will have all died.
There is a moral question here, and those who will be asking you. At some point, when when the new PDP emerged, turned into the APC, and now there are those who are not happy with the present state of the PDP, and you are leading those people and forming ADA and ADC. The question is that why should Nigerians trust you? Because you said to Nigerians that PDP was not the way. Now you're saying that APC is not the way.
Okay. So let's start with PDP. We disagreed with the way PDP was running government.
Under Jonathan,
yes. And we tried to consult amongst ourselves, and talk to them and all that, and the changes were not needed. But again, you will say to yourself, don't forget that the governors then were governors. Now, governors can't even talk. When I heard that the chairman of Governors Forum was appointed by the president, I almost collapsed. The disagreement between President Jonathan and the Governors Forum was because he wanted to appoint for us. He wanted to appoint for us the chairman, and we refused. We asked for election. And the election took place, and I had 19 votes as against Jan, who had 16. So, and we had a voice. Do you still have that voice now? The answer is no. Everybody's on the run. Now, when we thought that, okay, so let's go join the new party that's coming up, APC and all that. We thought we had an agenda. Did everybody, was all the listening fulfilled? The answer is no, not everything.
Just to save our time, right? Let me tell you or explain what he's kind of trying to say there. When Yaradua died, the balance in Nigeria excess crude account was at $22 billion. Oh, sorry, I'll take that back. When Yaradua took government in 2007, the balance in Nigeria's excess crude account was at $22 billion. When Yaradua died in 2010, the balance in that excess crude account was somewhere around $17 billion. Then Jonathan became your president in 2011. So the first thing that became a public kind of like issue then was that Oshiomhole was a governor in Edo. Fashola was a governor in Lagos. Rotimi Amaechi was a governor in Rivers. So after 2012 subsidy protest that kind of like exposed, you know, not just the corruption going on in Jonathan's government at the time. I'm talking about including the subsidy scam at the time, right? It also exposed him politically, in which a year after that, 2013, Oshiomhole and others, they went to court because they heard that Goodluck Ebere Jonathan was already spending from the excess crude account, and the money was meant to be for everyone in that country. So they took him to court, or took the government to court. And their case was that the money must be shared to all the states in Nigeria. I remember their governors forum election where Jonathan supported somebody who lost against Rotimi Amaechi. Now, in all of that, they won in court. By the time Goodluck Ebere Jonathan was going to leave power, he had to actually beg them not to share all the money. By the time he left power in 2015, they have depleted the money in that account down to $7.5 billion. Courtesy of these guys. None of them can account for what they did with that money, including Oshiomhole today. Now, Rotimi Amaechi's crime against Nigeria is not just about when he was governor. Rotimi Amaechi played a very, very crucial role in bringing Bokohari to power and the APC, Ebekebe, and he was rewarded with the position of a minister. And he spent most of his time trying to convince not just Bokohari, but the Fulani Islamists in northern Nigeria that it could be a very viable successor to Bokohari, Rotimi Amaechi, from the Niger Delta part of Nigeria, a place that has suffered so greatly in the area of environmental degradation, bad infrastructures, and the rest of that. Rotimi Amaechi took Nigeria to EU, right? And they used Nigeria's name to borrow nearly 4 billion euros, which is part of the debt that Bokohari left. And the money was not to probably build any meaningful infrastructure in Nigeria. It is to build a rail line to Maradi from Kano. That is Kano to Niger Republic. They didn't finish it, but the contract is ongoing because it is funded by the loan they took from the EU at the time. Now, this same Rotimi Amaechi, to his credit, by the way, to his credit, he succeeded in upgrading some of the rail system in the south and part of the north. under him, he built some new train stations, which are still pretty much being put to use today. So he prided himself as somebody who did his best under the given circumstances. However, he believes that no matter how you see Bokohari, he is far, far better than Tifnumbu. I'm still coming back to Wike, so we're going to be going in between. Listen to this part.
Do before coming into power. The question they will ask you also, what have you done?
No, you must compare the amount of wealth more than I have.
So you're a poor man.
Am I a rich man?
You tell us.
No, you should.
Are you able to declare your wealth?
Tomorrow morning.
You're able to declare what you have?
Tomorrow morning.
From when, before you became speaker? Because there are those who will say, what has Amaechi done all his life aside being in government? Speaker, governor, minister?
I've met my wife before.
You said what?
I've met my wife before.
Yes, I have.
What does she do?
I don't know.
So first go and ask.
No, we're talking about you, not your wife.
My wife is almost an industrialist. My wife buys and sells anything apart from myself and my children. She's the backbone, economic backbone to the family. Anybody who knows us know that. She's a bloody trader. She's from Anambra. Even as governor, my wife was selling inside government house. So don't ask me that question.
So the question you are relying on your wife's wealth.
The problem
literally, you are not the breadwinner. Are you the breadwinner? Because when you say that your wife is the economic backbone,
for the interview or not?
We are having a conversation.
No.
Because we have to also query those of you who are pushing for an alternative, whether Nigerians can trust that alternative.
What you're doing now is that you're making it a personal
interview. No, it's not personal.
No, it's personal. You're asking questions about my personal
life.
No.
Everything will come to the table. What Nigerians will debate it. Nigerians will scrutinize it. That's what I'm asking.
No. Focus on.
So it's not about wealth alone. It's about capacity. Whether or not you have the capacity. Aside being a governor.
Can you recall when I was a governor?
I can't. Definitely. You know that I covered politics
so Did I perform?
No, it's not up to me to judge.
No, but you, for Christ's sake, then just
I've interviewed you several when you were governor.
Okay, so did you see that I built primary schools in literally every village? Primary schools that had computers, primary schools that had either generator or solar panel, primary school in which I employed, is it 19,200 teachers or 13,200 teachers? That's all my successor almost dismissed them. That I had established farms for purpose of creating employment, that I had town hall meetings in literally every village in River State. When I go for town hall meetings, I go with the contractors, I go with the commissioners who are from that area, and I ask them questions. I tell the people, I have received 10 billion naira this month. I deployed it as follows. And this contractor has been paid 100 million for this job, or 200 million, or 1 billion for this job. Has he done it? Let's go and see.
So you said that you were a performer when you were governor. Is that what you described yourself?
So when you were interviewing me, when you were visiting River State, what were you coming for?
To interview about the governance.
Did you see anything?
No, it's not up to me to
answer. So why? No, because
the question is that you have the opportunity to be able to tell Nigerians whether or not Rotimi Amaechi is that kind of. There are a lot of people who are watching you now who cannot even remember when you were governor.
Okay, so let's leave governorship. Let's talk about ministerial.
You've spoken about that today.
Okay, so why?
So let me ask you.
You need to move from what did Amaechi do? Because I've told you several times what I did as either a minister or as a governor,
you know the reason,
or as a speaker.
You know the reason why I'm asking you this question is very critical.
That's what?
Because Nigerians need to gauge what they have and what are the alternatives and the options that they have. So now, just a moment. You look at the government you serve, for example. This was a government that ran ways and means in a way that is undescribable.
Okay.
Printing money.
Okay. So wait. Compare that to the amount of loan that this current government has taken in dollars. You will never be able to pay it.
The criminality of ways and means and printing of the naira.
No problem. So how much was that? As in comparison,
there is no criminality in collecting loans.
Okay, so
it's not a crime to collect loans. Didn't you collect loans as a governor?
Is it a crime to print money? It's the responsibility of the government to print money.
In the manner in which they went about it.
What is the manner in printing money?
Someone is held in custody because of some of these
issues.
issues.
Can you tell me the manner? No, if anybody is held in custody, it's not for
It
printing
was
money.
egregious. It was sacrilegious. The manner in which they went about the running of the CBN under that government. And a lot of facts are coming out. What happened in the Buhari government?
My problem is I'm accused you of being biased. Because honestly,
I've heard that so many times.
The government
from everywhere. So
the current government is worse than whatever the President Buhari's government must have done.
Really?
So, of course.
In the last in 2 years.
Check. Of course. The money they have currently borrowed, if Buhari had lasted for 10 years, he wouldn't have borrowed that kind of money.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
I just wanted you to study his kind of like body language. You know, somebody said that if Nigeria was working, Amaechi should be doing his PhD right now in Kirikiri. Bokohari, that is currently in London for medical treatment, should possibly be doing his own Wike now inside the Kuje. And I agree. So these characters, right, like where Wike put it, okay, they believe that no matter what you see, what you have seen them committed, no matter how much evil it was, you can't compare it to what you are currently experiencing under Teknumbu, and therefore the choice is yours. Those are the characters, right? So they are proud, arrogant, and somehow they feel like they are doing you a favor. It is the same with this APC, Ebekebe. They too feel like they are doing you a favor. They're just doing you a favor. You know? These are men and women with no real verifiable source of income. Politics makes them so rich that they have enough money to actually cause a war in that contraption. Do you know that the amount of illegal or stolen money in the hands of the criminal politicians in Nigeria is a crime? It is a threat to Nigeria. If people are so educated to understand that stealing money, hearing about billion, this, billion, that, missing, lost, stolen, billions, in the hands of these rogues, that trillions in their pockets, either in Nigeria, in the foreign account, that money in their hand is a threat to Nigerian national security. But who is going to do it? Who is going to challenge? Who is going to arrest them? When every current one is busy packing his own, forging papers, paying media to continue to make them look good. The media will go on and interview them. I would expect any media person that wants to interview any of these guys to have done their own background checks. Enough that when you ask them questions, you back it up with an evidence that they don't have to throw figures, throw numbers, like they do on your TV in Nigeria. Like you will see an interviewer and TV anchor, and he or she will be asking questions, and he'll be expecting a politician to give an answer. Meanwhile, they don't have any evidence that they're going to say, oh, hang on, what you just said now is not true. Like any station in Nigeria that can just be like that and say, oh, you know what, that statement is not true. And I'm not just saying that it's not true. We have the real figure or real facts here. Like begin to show it to them, but no, it is always like talking heads in that contraption, because it's always an agenda is to push something. Like with Wike, who is defending what he spent on 39 billion naira in renovating a town hall. Different.
The peace has obviously returned, to Rivers State. But beyond that.
Meanwhile, just a quick one so I can make it both, right? In this clip as well, where Wike blamed Atiku as the person behind the story of him allocating thousands of hectares of land to his son in Abuja. Deflection again. I would have expected this journalist to say, but we do have an evidence CFO here from the Ministry of Land in Abuja. And it's not just what we got on social media. We have verified it and they said it exists. Can you respond to that? But no. It was with a Wike's show. It's all agenda, right?
I would like you to